Hi, it's the holidays, so you might be feeling a little overwhelmed. Too much to do, too little time, right? And especially if you have one or more kiddos on the autism spectrum, man, it can be overwhelming. But I've got a little tip for you, something to do that will help you to have a happier, healthier, more productive holiday season this year. You ready? It's do it with a therapist. That's right. Do it with a therapist. So think about all the things that are on your to-do list, all the things that you have to do. For instance, maybe you need to go to the mall to pick out presents for your loved ones, and it's something that you'd like to do with the whole family, right? So you think to yourself, oh, geez, maybe I should cancel therapy. Well, stop. Don't do that. Instead, do it with a therapist. That's right. Call the office, tell them that you'd like to have the therapist meet you at the mall. And in that way, you'll be doing all of your errands, but your child will be working with their therapist and all the things that they need to work on anyway, but in real life. So maybe they'll be working on how to wait in line, or how about counting back change, or I love this one, working on figuring out what's a perfect present for somebody on their list. That's perspective taking, right? You'll get everything done, but you'll have a great time and your child will be learning because you did it with a therapist, right? Okay, so what about when you have to go to Aunt Maeve's house for her post-Hanukkah party, and you love Aunt Maeve, right? Let's face it, she's fabulous, except that every time you go to her house, she works it into conversation that she doesn't really think that your child has autism. Well, that's not so fun, right? And she's got a living room full of antique candy dishes. So when you go to her house, you're a little bit on edge, wondering what your child's gonna break, right? Still, you gotta go, right? So you start thinking to yourself, I guess I better cancel therapy. Well, stop. Don't do that. Do it with a therapist. Yeah, call the office and tell them to have the therapist meet you at Aunt Maeve's house. You'll go to the party, you'll have a great time, and your child will be working on appropriate things for them at the party. Maybe they'll work on how to answer WH questions or how to make great eye contact, right? You'll really have a productive time because you did it with a therapist, right? One of the things parents tell me all the time is, you know, I really need more family time, Shannon. I gotta have time for my family to spend time together, and man, I get it. Family time is super important. But the problem is that then you start thinking to yourself, maybe I should cancel therapy. Well, stop. Don't do that. Do it with a therapist. That's right. So call the office and tell them to send the therapist to the house. If you have never done game night with a therapist, can I just tell you, you're missing out. That's some serious fun because everybody gets involved. And there's nobody better to teach your family how to have an inclusive experience than a therapist, right? Or maybe you want to do a family outing. Well, don't cancel the session. Do it with a therapist. Tell them where it is that they need to meet you and do the family outing. You'll be amazed at how much more fun everybody has, and your child will make progress. That's the important thing. Hey, think about it this way. At the end of the holidays, do you want to be able to say that your child made a bunch of progress? Or do you want to say that they regressed? Because the truth of the matter is that if you're canceling sessions, you're probably going to see some regression, right? But if you do it with a therapist, you're going to see progress, and that's going to be a wonderful thing. One more thing I want you to think about. So often parents come to me and say, what can we do to keep the good therapists? They tend to leave and go to other jobs. What can we be doing to stop the tide of this happening, right? Well, let's do some perspective taking. Imagine that you're a great therapist, that you love working with kiddos, and you're so excited to see the progress they make. It's the holiday season, and you've got your whole holiday schedule, and you're excited about it. And then parents start to cancel and the kids start to regress and your job gets a little bit harder, but that's not the worst part. The worst part is that your paycheck gets smaller, and now all those things that you were planning on doing for the holidays get further and further away. I gotta be honest, canceling a session on one of your favorite therapists, it's kind of a grinchy thing to do, right? So don't do that. Stop. Do it with a therapist. I guarantee your holidays will be happier, healthier, and more productive. So this holiday season, don't forget, do it with a therapist. Happy holidays, everybody.